Well, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am already standing out here in the barn, and look at the mess. Yeah, so leading up to my surgery, things got a little bit out of hand. So today, you guys are just gonna kind of hang out with me while I kind of sort of try to poke around with this stuff. There's a bunch of minor stuff that all needs to be dealt with, but my main thing is I need to get most of my tools put back into the box. Don't know how organized I'm going to try to be about it. Obviously, my sockets are going to go back on their racks and stuff, but my wrench drawer has always been an absolute mess. It's a tragedy. You see, I got all kinds of... This is the exhaust for the minivan. This little section right here is what actually busted. And what I'd been thinking about doing is, because it's just this section, I thought about cutting that flange off right there, and then cutting it right here at the front of the cat, and then just, you know, maybe extending it and putting a piece of flex joint in there, and just kind of working with what I got for it. But now that I'm sitting here looking at it again, there's less pipe on the flange side of it than I thought, so I don't really have enough room to compensate. I don't know. I'll figure that out another day. All I know is that it's kind of a pain in the ass, and we'll get to it. But in the meantime, I need to do what I can to try and organize as much of this mess as what's possible, and if we can get far enough over the course of the day or the next few days, there's a bunch of this stuff that might be able to get put back up on the list of things I want to try and get done. And see, I've got all kinds of stuff like this where it's just supplies, just let's be homeowner supplies. I started using buckets not too terribly long ago to, yeah, see, there it is, house stuff. So I just kind of, what's in here? That's just trash. We can not put that in there. But you see, like, there's some repair stuff in there, like a little hose repair. There's some wood screws. That's some kind of a repair. But anyway, when I come across stuff that I would use in the house, I try to do that. All right, Mr. Carpenter Bee and other Carpenter Bee, you are fixing to become the tennis ball if y'all don't stay up out my face. I don't know if anybody's ever done it, but if you stand outside with a dustpan and wait for them, they make a really solid thud when you smack the piss out of them. Normally, I try to leave them alone, but unfortunately, when you walk in and out of the building, if they're out there while you're walking in and out, they'll, like, fly into your face and do all kinds of annoying things, and it's just like, get away. Alright, so we're gonna have to find somewhere to set you all up. Now, I know that I've still got that there phone holder, but I thought I had a different phone holder. Bucket of washers. Set that on the bucket of lug nuts. I don't know what in the hell I did with my doohickey. I guess I can still use the other one. It's not like it's a bad unit. I just didn't want it. I'm sorry. This video is probably going to be, you know, less than exciting. Oh, with my fingertips all up in the way. Okay. All right. So we're getting places. Bear with me. Sorry, y'all. I know it's always the most fun. Okay. Alright, so we're going to move this. We're going to do this. Let's set that right there for a second, because we're actually going to move this box to right there. And we're going to lay that down. And we're going to set this box up here like that. And we're going to set that box right here. And we're going to get all adjusted back in. Are we? Okay. All right. So, y'all bear with me. That glare. Okay. So basically, you guys are just going to hang out. And y'all are going to watch me go through all this nonsense. So, like I was trying to say in the other video, my recovery is actually coming along really nicely. I haven't had any major hiccups. I haven't had any side or curveballs or whatever you want to call them. Everything's gone pretty smooth. As you can see, I'm mostly just kind of left and right and on my own. Ain't really a whole lot I can say about it. I feel pretty good. I still have the stitches up here, but yesterday, Wednesday, the 4th? Yeah, I think it was the 4th. The stitches on the back of my leg came out. So that's a start. Progress is progress. It'll be a little while yet, and then I'll be able to get the little drain tube that's in my leg pulled out. And I'm actually really excited for that, because most all of this process is absolutely just giving me the heebie-jeebies to the max. I am fighting my demons and facing my worst fears when I am at the doctor's office. I am one of those people that I hate doctors, and I know that the problem is it's an irrational fear. I know that the doctor is there to help me. I know that he's there, she's there, whoever's there to try and take care of me and get me fixed, or at least patched up well enough that I can continue to live my life. The problem is it's an irrational fear. There's no logic behind it. I am just in that seat thinking that I'm about to have to fight for my life. And it's kind of like if you have a relative or a friend or a significant other who's afraid of snakes or spiders, the intensity that they hit you with to get away from that, that's what I want to be like. But I have to contain it. I have to hold it in. So I don't like doctors. I don't like anything about it. I don't like any parts of the process. But especially, I don't like looking down at my own leg and seeing that it's not over yet. So in my mind, I have things that I want to see happen, but unfortunately, I just have to wait. And I'm okay with waiting, but I'm only okay with waiting because I have no choice but to wait, if you get what I mean. You know, there's times and moments in life where, like, you can pick and choose battles. This wasn't one that I could pick or choose. This was a battle that had to be had. And thankfully, I came out of the right side of it. So I am mostly okay with everything. But, you know, life is life, and everybody always wants better. And that's the thing for me. I am 3 weeks past it, but, like, I still have this extreme numb/excruciating sensation in the top of my leg. It's apparently from the deep cut that they had to put into me. That will apparently disrupt the nerves and stuff. And so something like this, where my shorts are on me, and I'm feeling the pant leg of the short touch the top of my thigh, it's absolutely murder. So I'm ready for that stuff to go away too. All of it is stuff that I was warned about, so it's not like any of it's new, or it's not like any of it's got to be some kind of crazy nonsense, because it doesn't. Wheel spacers. Wheel spacers. I actually need to put these on the wagon. They were on my wife's car, but since her Passat decided to crap out one of the tensioners in the timing system, we had to park it. And I did some work on a friend of mine's Volkswagen a couple of weeks ago, and we ended up needing that part, and so I took it off of something else, and we got it. I really need to go through and like separate all of my tools out so that I can build bags to go into each of my vehicles, because going through my box every time you turn around and trying to pull out different tools and throw them in a bag just to get on the road, man, that's starting to get to be a pain in the butt. And I've got more than enough tools to be able to kind of do that, so I'm at the point where I'm thinking I'm going to try and... Was I a good boy? Yes, I was. Always loosen your torque wrenches. If nobody's told you yet, always loosen your torque wrenches. Don't loosen them all the way up. You want it to be on 0. You want it to stay set on 0. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, recovery's coming along. I feel pretty good about everything. I have minor complaints, but of course I would. So no need to continue to harp on those. But basically, I know that I need to get this garage put back together in some capacity so that I can start trying to make my plans to get after some of the plans I have for this year. I really want to get some of my cars together and get them off of the agenda so that I can start maybe looking at doing a little bit of side work this year. I'm sure you guys can imagine, I've sat still for the last 3 weeks, and then I've been out of work a little longer than that because we were trying to make sure that I wasn't going to have any super bad reactions with any of the medications that I've been taking for this stuff. And so now that we're at that point and I've been out of the workforce for so long, I don't really know that I want to go back to it. And I'm at the point where I'm kind of thinking about trying to focus a bit more on doing some side work and, you know, not necessarily mobile mechanicking, but maybe mobile mechanicking. I'm not necessarily sure. I've got a bunch of people that periodically hit me up over the years, and they're always trying to get me to work on their stuff, and it's unfortunate because they always hit me at the wrong times where I'm not really trying to work on anybody's stuff. I'm not, you know, timing's always a hell of a thing for most people. Same thing for me. It's just one of them things where it's like, I'm not mad at anything that I've got going on, but I just don't want to work for nobody no more. I've been at the mercy of too many men for too many years. I'm willing to work with whoever wants to get it done. That's fine. But working for people anymore, I'm not about it. Every time in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so of my life of me trying to work for someone, things always start out really good, really great, and then before you know it, they're asking you to stay late, they're asking you to come in early, they're asking you to literally bend over backwards and do everything that they do. And then once you're at the point where you're taking over all of their work and all of their responsibilities, then it falls on you to do your responsibilities as well as their responsibilities. And I just got tired of it. I got tired of the hubbub, and when they told me I had cancer, that was the perfect opportunity and excuse to kind of pull back and take a little bit of a break from the world and focus on trying to heal and stay healthy. And, you know, not for nothing is only possible because of my wife. My wife is an absolute superstar in this entire situation. But if I can manage to switch some of this stuff back around and get back to pumping out some simple work for people again, some honest work, I think it'd be good for me, and I think it'd be good to be able to, you know, restore my confidence in myself, because you get out there in the world and you start dealing with so many of these people, and they'll beat you down. You know, there's there's a lot of good folks out there in the world, and there's a lot of not so good folks out there in the world. Now, I've unfortunately had the pleasure and displeasure of meeting the both of them. I will always and forever much rather meet a decent person. I will always and forever much rather having a great conversation, a productive conversation, over just sitting there and shitting on one another any day of the week. And apologies for the language, because, you know, I get it. Some people don't like to curse, but I'm kind of a stickler about just being honest with me and telling me what the deal is. I've never felt particularly proud of anything except the fact that I'm a straight shooter. I try not to bullshit anybody. I try to stay as straight about things as I can, because at the end of the day, what I have is my word, and what I have is what people say about me to other people that I don't know. And so, you know, if I'm out there doing unsavory things, ripping people off left and right, grabbing money and running, and all this other, you know, fuck shit is what I call it. But I can't do all that. I can't be a part of that. That's not in my bones, and I don't want it to be in my bones. That's not a thing for me. And so I think if I try to just gently bite off a little bit of work here and there, I think I might actually be able to not necessarily sustain the home, because that's not going to be it, but I might be able to spend some of that money on getting mine and my wife's endeavors and dreams, hopes and dreams a little further along with all these cars, because like I was telling you, I got that Beetle out there that we need to do work on. I got to do the shifter rebuild in it, and I got some other stuff going on. Got to finish it. All that stuff has to get done before she can really start to drive it and be somewhere with it and not have to worry about it breaking down. Well, I mean, it's a diesel and it runs really good, but I need to pull up Vagcom on my computer, and I need to go out and hook up to it, and I need to observe the timing via VCDS and find out if it's off, how far it's off, what I got to do to get it back, blah blah blah. It really shouldn't be that bad, but it is something that needs to be done, and unfortunately, I just can't. I have to do it. There's no way around it. There's no easy way on it. It just has to happen. 19. I always hate cleanup. It's probably why this gets as bad as it does, because I go so long without being bothered by it, and then all of a sudden I am floored by it. I need to learn to teach myself not to be floored by any of it at any point, but to just kind of gently work my way through all of it. Oh boy, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're at least, like I said, on our feet, and we're not in excruciating pain anymore. I am probably babying my leg more than I should when I'm walking, but there's still sensations and feelings I feel that I'm not terribly fond of, and so it makes me take a funny step. I'm not trying to milk it, I just heebie-jeebies. This stuff is my cider. But once we can get the Beetle started up and get it a little more polished and further along, I'd like to get her into driving it, and I think she's really going to start to like it. But once that happens, I'm going to focus on, I think, trying to bring her Passat back to life. That was a good car. I bought it from my buddy probably 5 years ago, and man, that car did great for us. I've had to replace a lot of stuff on it, so for me, it makes sense for me to keep going with it, keep trying to keep it running, because I've already sank. Shit, I put a new alternator in it, I put a new AC in it, I put a new power steering pump on it, I've done a heater core, oh shit, suspension components, Yeah, I mean, you go ahead and add timing to that, and I'll have done timing as well. But basically, if I can do the timing and then I can service the transmission, go ahead and do a fresh tune-up on it, that car will come back to life, and it'll be on top of the world again, and we'll be able to use it as a fallback car. I like her car. It's a V6. It's an automatic, but it's the 4Motion, so it's the all-wheel drive model. It's not fast. Anybody who's ever driven one or driven next to one will tell you they're slow. Like, once you get it wound up to about, I don't know, 30-ish, it'll eventually start to kind of move out, but for the most part, they're slugs, and they're not fast. But the beauty is, it's heavy, and it plants itself really well. So it handles surprisingly good for a heavy car, for an all-wheel drive car. There's very little understeer, and it's just a decent car. Like, I like it. I think it's a reasonable vehicle, and because it's been so good to us, I would like to kind of keep it going. And I know that there's things out there that I should probably focus my time on, as far as getting a little further along on other things, but my thing is, at the moment, I need to get my truck inspected, which is its own problem. Driving's tough for me right now, and with the wife having to be at work and all this stuff, the logistics of things are questionable sometimes. So there are things that we need to do, but in my mind, that Passat is currently on the road still. The tags are still on it. It still has car insurance on it. We're still paying all the money on it every month. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be using that vehicle. And it coming back to life kind of alleviates having to use my station wagon as much as we are, which is good, because the station wagon absolutely needs some work. It runs great, but the problem is I'm having this issue where the ECU is claiming that it is bad, and that's fine if it is. But there's a lot of small electrical issues around the car that worry me. That if I go get another ECU, go through the steps of getting it flashed or retuned or immobilized or defeated and all this stuff, I'll still end up not fixing the problem, because it might be a ground issue somewhere that's not letting one of the circuits of the ECM fully connect and, circle itself around and do what it's supposed to do. Boy, howdy. Okay, so assorted Volkswagen suspension components. I agree. Here is my stack of spacers that I was looking for. Holy damn! So, this one right here. You see that? Let's see where the other one went. I was swearing to my buddy, right here. I was swearing to a buddy of mine that I had the match to this one right here. Let me get over here so I can. Yeah, you see that? Like, that's the same damn one. These are nice because they're borderline hub-centric, and so they do actually help kind of center aftermarket wheels. And then I've got this 5mm Velt Sport. I've got 2 of those. So that looks like 2 5s and maybe 2 7s. Oh boy. See, I've got a third one of that style. Yeah, that's awesome. And then I've got these 2, which are 20mm. Yeah, buddy, them big boys. And then I got this one, which is, I actually don't know. This is an H&R 302-55571. I'm not sure what 6.5A means, but there's that. And then I got one of the cheap AutoZone ones that just kind of sits around. But yeah, I didn't realize I had so many spacers until I literally just looked in there. I was like, oh, look at all the spacers. And I'm also in here looking again, thinking, oh, look at all the springs. So I have a set of New Speed 11125152Rs. I think these are Mark IV lowering springs, actually. Which is pretty cool. Stuff I really didn't know I had. So we're just going to start throwing all these random suspension components in here. And then, like, as time comes, like, you know, this inner didn't have any play, but the bellow didn't have any cracks in it. So, like, I'll eventually break this nut loose and pull that nut off the end of the inner, and then I'll take the bellow off and we'll be in good shape. But in the meantime, I like to just kind of lock it down in there and pull the inner back down into there so that the grease doesn't get all over the place. But basically, all these little bits and bobs, I don't really have an immediate use for them right this very moment, but they are absolutely things that I need on a regular basis when it comes to trying to, like, make my plans on what I want to do to each car, or if I'm going to buy a new car, or if I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And see, this was a brand new. So we weren't sure when we ordered the suspension stuff and worked on Will's car the first time. I was pretty sure I had outers for his car, and it turns out I did. These are brand new. But he ended up just getting a really good deal on the internet somewhere for a whole suspension kit. So he went that route, which, way to go, buddy. That was the correct decision, because as you know, we went through and replaced just about all of the suspension components in the car, and now we're not looking at half as much aggravating ass headache as what we were. I need to... Oh, man. I need to order some of these clips. I need to figure out what I want to do with the Jetta as well. That's actually something I really need to start thinking about. I got to take the dashboard back out of that car if I want to use it this year. Because, and that's not necessarily true, I might be able to manage to get the screw out that holds the evaporator valve. Damn it, I forget, expansion valve for the air conditioner. That car actually has a 94, still has AC. Works beautifully when it works. So I did the heater core at the beginning of winter, and of course it was the beginning of winter. So I didn't feel like I had to have any AC for the entire year, so I was like, send it. We'll just deal with that another time, another day. No big deal. Well, it was a little bit of a big deal. Letting it sit empty like that somehow or another made the expansion valve stop doing its thing, so it's just building pressure in general in the system, and it's not actually doing what it's supposed to do. So I basically have to be prepared to pull the dashboard back out, because I already tried pulling the expansion valve once, and I stripped the screw, the little bolt that holds it, and if I break that bolt off and can't get it out of the evaporator core, then I won't be able to fix that. So I'll have to replace the evaporator core with a new one, and then go in with a new expansion valve on top of that, which I can do. I don't want to do. I can do. But the Jetta, for some reason, just keeps being a trooper. And I know in the video before, I briefly looked over there to the back of the yard where that black car was sitting next to the white F-250. That car is a Jetta as well, if you couldn't tell. And the whole thing about it is it's a VR6 car, but it's not just any VR6 car. It's an intact VR6 car, meaning none of it's been taken apart. Most of what was wrong with that car was all cosmetic stuff. Like, it needs both rear window regulators, it needed one of the motor mounts, stuff that I'm not terribly worried about. But if I can get that thing running one day, which that may end up actually being a video, I may go through the process of trying to see what it'll take to bang on the bottom of the gas tank until the pump frees back up, because that's what it was. When I went to start it, the fuel pump didn't kick on. So I'm pretty sure it just locked up sitting there. And if it did, no big deal. I'll bang on it and bang on it and bang on it, and it'll probably come back to life. Okay. But the Jetta needs to have a bunch of attention paid to it so that I can kind of cement it being my daily off and on for any of the stuff that I'm going to try to do. Then, you know, of course, the exhaust for the minivan. Definitely going to try and get the minivan a bit more sorted out this year. It's a really good potential resource. Man, is this bucket empty? Can I start putting hose clamps in you? No, there's bolts in you though, and I'll take that because I got a bunch of them. All right. We'll just sit these here and let them hang off, and as I find them, I'll sit them there. But yeah, so if I can get the minivan going, get the exhaust sorted out, I've looked online, and for like $100 or so, I can get some stuff to make it work. What the hell are those? Those look important. That's a Volkswagen Bolt of some kind. The long and short of it is just time and extra money. Right now, with all of the treatments and all of the co-pays and all of the random stuff here and there, I don't have the extra with me not working. Once I can get back to work, I do firmly believe that things will smooth way out. Because normally I get a job and I'll make anywhere from $15 to $25 an hour. It really just depends on which one of my skill sets I decide to try and explore for a bit. That's right, they're over here. Like I may look into part-time welding stuff. Might look into full-time stuff. I don't know. There's always too many variables. Like I said, I want to try and do some stuff for myself. I would like to try and handle my business and then make a little business on it. But you can't always do that, so, you know, do what you can. Man, there's so many nuts and bolts in here. Oh, man. Little bulbs. That's another thing I need to do. I need to put together a container for all my random, loose, assorted bulbs. Get all the different types of bulbs, like get all my headlights together, get all my little marker lights together. Alright, so that's on the fog light. Harnesses and stuff. Let's put that in there. Put that in there. I hope the audio's not been bad this time. I haven't actually stopped to check and see what the recording quality's like. I'm sorry if it's terrible. I'm unfortunately pretty damn lazy about this recording stuff. I don't typically get too far into it for the most part, but you know, we do what we can, right? Alright, so these, what are these? Toilet seat hinge bolts. Alright, so that's definitely a house product. We're going to go ahead and bring this a little further in. I think. Set that right there. Set this right here. I'm also sorry that there's no music or anything. Because I'm so bad at technology in general. A lot of stuff that I don't know how to do. I don't really have a good editing software, and I don't have a lot of patience. What are you? Oh, it's a battery tender. My boy, I will take you. What are you? 12 volt, 1 1/4 amp. That's fine. That's all it needs to be, because it's a maintainer. It is not a charger. Oh, look at that. And it actually has a way for me to permanentize it in a vehicle. I might do that. I guess I'm going to open this move box here, and I'm going to try and put all my little battery charger stuff that I come across like this in it. These boxes are pretty good, nice and sturdy. I don't like all of the clutter like I've got, but clearly you see I've got the clutter like I've got. So I need to do something about all this. All these plastic bags. You're just going to go into a bigger plastic bag. Stay up out the way. Alright, so we got some grease. That's good. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I need to put this in something. It's white lithium grease, so it's not expensive. It's not like I have to save it, but alright, let's go ahead and squeeze all this down in here. That way we don't have an open thingy just kind of chilling all the good noises. There we go. And now we have a container of white lithium grease. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't check. I probably should have checked, but there's a possibility that the white lithium might affect the plastic in this. So we'll see. And I've even got a little cap seal in there just to keep it going. So basically, if I come across another white lithium grease that's in a busted container, now I can do something about it. I don't believe okay, yeah, that's trash. Trash. Oh, that looks like battery stuff, so we're going to keep that with the fog lights. This is some kind of fused link for a maintainer charger type thing, so we'll throw that over there with the others. We'll clean all them up one day. That's right. I also had this here. I don't know what I did with it though. The Green Fuel 500 watt power inverter. Something I picked up so that I could try and run small power tools here and there on work sites, and I ended up finding that I didn't need it at all. So now I just have it. And I have it. Cool. So, throw you there, that there. All right. Okie dokie. funny. Here's the lid for the one that broke. That's empty. I hate that bugs get in my oil container. That's an annoying thing. Oh. Volkswagen radio harness. Cool. Some kind of 4-plug harness. Not actually sure what any of this was for. Another radio harness. Oh, look! 12 gauge! Oh, and it's most of a box. Look at that. Yeah! I got something for them birds. What you got going? Come on down. Come find out, boy. Let me stop. I don't kill anything unless it decides it wants to, initiate its own demise. I don't go looking for anything in my yard. But when I come out in the backyard and there's a snake up on the back porch, like face level, ready to bite me, nope. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I don't take no shit neither. Them boys can kiss my butt. Ugh. Okay. So I'm going to come and grab y'all. We're going to go for a quick little shuffle over to the back of the house. We're going to grab another bucket so that we can start trying to separate some of these nuts and bolts. Oh, I'm glad to see that we're still recording good, too. A little warm today, but the breeze is nice. I feel pretty good. Not too sweaty yet. Just a little bit of humidity in the air. It's all right. So basically, what I'm going to try to do is I am not going to try and itemize each nut and bolt. I know mostly all of the nuts and bolts in a Volkswagen from a Mark III and a 4, so I know where they would go, where they would come from. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do like a 10 millimeter, a 13 millimeter, and then that one I've already got over there, we're going to use as the generic one. Oh man, it's so yellow. Like, I am beyond ready for us to be past the pollen. It's always so assaulting, so covering, so just everywhere. That's another thing I should do. I've been considering trying to put my little toolbox on the front of my trailer so I can keep it up out of the way. I want to find a way to do more with my trailer as far as keeping it a utility for myself. Because originally, I'll move you a little closer this time. Originally, I was using the trailer for carrying a mower back and forth to Grammy's house to cut grass, and I ended up, my cousin Andrew lives at Grammy's house. I ended up buying a mower to permanently leave up there, and so that helped out quite a bit. Well, that's a damaged one. You know what? While we're sitting here thinking about it, let me go ahead and mark this bad mammer jammer. Of course, my freaking markers don't work. Ah, golly day. What's the point? Brand new! Are you kidding me? What are we doing? Harbor Freight, god damn it. I swear to Christ. How in the world am I supposed to have a brand new pouch to open and they're immediately fucked up? Oh my god. It's just a fucking marker. Like, it ain't even gotta be that damn complicated. Can you assholes just make a fucking marker? Like, Jesus. That's the shit that deters me from wanting to be a part of this industry anymore. That's the shit that deters me from wanting to be an enthusiast in this industry anymore. Because every goddamn time I come outside to my barn, the simplest of shit that should work just fine, that has worked 1,000 times from any other brand, this is what I get for not buying Sharpies. This is exactly what I get for having faith in Harbor Freight and their China horseshit. God almighty. I just, it's funny to me. If you had to worry about having your fingers broken every time you made a mistake at work, or if you had to worry about being taken out back and flogged for ripping people off, I feel like there'd be a lot less shit going on in the world where it's just these get-rich-quick schemes. Let me slam as many of these damn pins on this counter as what's possible and sell them to the first buyer, and it's just like, my God. Can somebody just try to have a little bit of fucking pride in something that they do? Just a little. Like, I don't even want that much pride, because if you start getting too prideful, you'll start getting too proud of it, which means you'll want too much fucking money for it because you'll think too highly of yourself. I'm here to tell you, most everybody in the world sucks. They may have an individual skill, but they're not here for you. They're here for them. And so if you're not doing for you, you're not doing anything. I'm here, stuck dealing with the ones that don't want to do. And it's just like, my God, someone save me from all of this nightmare, because I'm just beyond it. Anyway, now that my little temper tantrum, my little rant has run its tiny little course, I don't really know which car I want to work on first. I honestly think it's just going to come down to what I can get parts for the fastest. There are a bunch of these things that have been sitting around for years that have needed to be done, and I've just neglected them on top of neglecting them, and it's not good at all. Alright, so we're gonna move you over here. MK4 bits. There you go. Alright. It's a pain to keep all this stuff together and not all disheveled. Not gonna lie, opening the OxiClean was pleasant because it smelled good. Yeah, you see these? These are cool. Finding these is nice because you can always use one of them clamps. These are all like starter bolts, bell housing bolts. I think they're all 2-liter. That's broken clip. That's an MK4 light covered. I know because it's got paint on it, and the type of paint it is means that it was old Greg. I don't know that I ever managed to get any videos up here of old Greg. Old Greg was a Mark IV GTI that I'd gotten from my buddy Elliot. He bought it years ago from a old buddy of ours, Alex Garcia Sr. Cool old dude. Unfortunately, he passed some years ago. God rest his soul. You know, I didn't have anything against the man whatsoever. Was always a straight shooter with me. But, you know, life seems to take the best of us out. Might be why I'm still here, because I suck so bad at everything. The world wants to keep me suffering. Look, I'm finding sensors and stuff, right? It still works. It's a reverse light switch for a 2-liter Golf. hilarious. It does amaze me sometimes that I remember just seeing these parts, what they do, where they go, how they work. Like, it's a hell of a thing sometimes. Because you just see it and you're just like, you look familiar. And then it hits you. And you're like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. It was here doing this thing that time. And then it's like, I'm going to forever remember this. And then like the one time I come across it, oh yeah, see here's one that's new. That got dirty. Still feels nice and clear. We'll take that. That's a strut mount bushing bearing. It's what lets the strut spin up inside of the strut tower cap as it's up inside of the strut tower. There's the other light for old Greg. Damn! MK4 bits. Oh, goodness. Another AC hose. Cool. I have so many of these AC hoses, it's kind of hard to believe. I'm actually going to bring these over here and I'm going to start putting them in this damn tool carrying sling satchel thing. Got me a little pair of them there. Some little mini bolt cutters. It's funny because I need bigger bolt cutters. And I say I need them. I don't actually have a use for them yet. There's nothing I've done that I can think of that I needed bolt cutters for, but it's just a tool I don't have, so I'm saying I need it. Alright, so that is a bad lug nut for sure. That one looks okay. Oh no, I put my hands in the white lithium on the inside. Ew. Oh. Oh, look at that. It's a heater core flange. Whoops. I think this is actually from my car. For my car. With the Jetta when I did that. But I ended up having a different one that I went in with. We got us some curl packs. These are scrap. We'll take them. Some 2032s, yes we will. I guess I'll go ahead and keep the Sony car radio thing too, because those usually do alright. Actually been a long time since I've had one of these things. Most of my cars come with one or something like it built into the center console. Yeah, it ain't gotta be perfect, just gotta be clean enough that I can set it out of the way. Another one of them hose repair. Where'd the bucket for house bits go? Oh, it's over there. It's behind you. It's alright, I'm coming back. I'm here. Don't worry. Okay, so these are... I need a scrap bucket now, too. I think I've got one. Somewhere.
That's what we'll do. Because there's a lot of this little scrap where I really don't need it ending up back. Like this bad lug nut. It's got thread damage that'll tear up a freaking hub in a heartbeat. I'm alright without that. That's also trash because that's got busted up threads. That is a Passat part. I know what that is. That's a starter heat shield. So all of these Harbor Freights can go in the fucking trash. Because they are trash. Jump. Gone. Out of there. Damn, that's something else I meant to try and do something about. We got this here little extensiones cord. Pretty sure ain't got no use for that. We'll set that over there for a second. This light, believe it or not, actually works. And I think I'm gonna set it somewhere closer by so that I can maybe do something with it later. Oh, goodness. What are these? Tank to bowl kit, house stuff, toilet to floor, house stuff. Yeah, buddy. How long are we at? 57 minutes? Alright. Well, I guess that's probably a long enough video for just kind of seeing me clean up a little bit. As always, it was fun talking. I know you probably got a good look into my ADD again today because I start talking about something and then I'll see something and I'll trail off to something else and it's just kind of a, oh, what's he talking about? Thank you for bearing with me because it happens. It is what it is. I do the best I can with it, but I can't help how flustered and scatterbrained I tend to be. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's not so bad. But, you know, all in all, I appreciate you being here with me for it, because, you know, it sucks being alone. So all of the company is always welcome. I'm going to try and keep on going with the whole doing stuff more often. Trying to get a little bit more recording. I don't know if I'm going to try and do every day. I may end up trying to do every day before it's over, but for the moment, I think I'm just going to try and get, you know, a few videos a week, couple videos a week, just out here doing something. I don't feel like I need to be out here killing myself every day because it's not that serious. There is stuff that can be done for sure, but there's also stuff that I need to be conscious of as far as my healing goes. Like, don't want to set myself back at all. So I got to do what I can do within reason. I am going to say that I am ready. I am beyond ready to be able to get after real car work eventually. I have a lot of stuff that I have planned that I really want to try and get through, and I think a lot of it is going to be pretty entertaining for the average person because it's going to be, you know, older Volkswagen, like 90s Volkswagen stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have any air-cooled stuff for you, so no bug fix here, but, you know, as far as Golfs, Jettas, Beetle, I'm going to be working on the Passats more as well, and all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But all it takes is a little bit at a time, and that's kind of where we're at now. I'm going to clean up a little bit each day, try and get more and more of this organized, get all these nuts and bolts picked up and put somewhere, get all these different parts sorted and organized, and get all the trash out of here. And I think we'll be in pretty decent shape. It'll be nice to come out here and just be able to start up doing stuff on a car and not have to, you know, weed through all the mess to get to my tools to figure out what I've done with them. And so there's quite a bit here to keep happening. And so I think I'm gonna try and bring you along with it a bit more often. Try and stay after posting more regularly. I don't really have any ambitions of anybody thinking what I do is great. Like, I know that I've got my supportive friends and I appreciate every one of you. But I mean, like, in general, I don't know that I want to grow this channel. I don't know that I care to get big. I don't know that I want to be popular. I don't know that I even want to go as far as monetizing this channel. I know I've said in the past that I'll never monetize. That may change. Y'all all know how money goes. If we get enough attention on this channel and it seems reasonable to monetize, then sure, I might do that, because what I can take from the monetization at some point could just roll right back into what we're doing here. Trying to get more parts, try to find more cars, try to get more projects, just kind of fund the process of making all these things go the way I want them to go, the way we hopefully want to see them go, because I know that I have my ideas, but I'm always open to new ideas for certain stuff. There's plenty of instances of finding a better way to do stuff, or simply having a fresh set of eyes on the situation and coming in and having a ground-shattering, you know, epiphany-type thought process on something that completely throws the whole mold out. So, for what it is, I appreciate you coming here. I hope to see you around more. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I love interaction. I love any kind of criticism. You can tell me where I'm fucking up, or you can tell me where you think I'm doing good. I'm down with either. And I have made sure that I'm going to be posting all of my videos in ways that you can comment whatever you want. I'm not going to restrict any comments. If you want to curse me out and tell me that I somehow messed your car up, by all means do it. Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to argue back with you about it, and I'm probably going to prove you wrong. So, you know, considering I have the videos I have, and I have some of the view counts that I have, and I have lots of instances of people telling me thank you for the videos I've made and uploaded, I'm pretty sure I kind of know at least a little bit about what I'm talking about. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and reach up and end this video. Like I said, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to not do a damn thing. I'm very aware that it's boring to sit here and watch me shuffle around and do this, but man, it's my channel. I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for my friends, so that they can see that I'm getting better, so that they can see that I'm coming back as good as I can, and not being beat down by all this. Like, because let's be honest, cancer's a hell of a thing, and there's a lot of people out there that don't have that fuck it mindset that I have. When I was told I had cancer, I had half a second where my heart sank, but then I was like, you know what? Life has literally sucked my entire life. Like, shit has been hard for as long as I can remember, from the point I was born till right now. There's never truly been an easy time. Like, I've had easy moments. I've had easy-ish, you know, events that haven't completely blown up in my face. But let's be honest, we all live in the same, you know, time frame. Shit going sideways is kind of par for the course for everybody. So it's not like I felt like I had any right to lose my mind, lose, you know, myself, and start, you know, going down that spiraling road of depression. The things that depress me have nothing to do with my health. The things that depress me are people that choose to be shitheads. That's what depresses me. Knowing that I have met good people out there, knowing that I have had exposure to good people that don't know me, that are good to me without knowing me. Knowing that that exists, I know anybody can be capable of it. And the fact that so many people just don't go out of their way to be decent on the average day, it's like, man, that's the shit that sickens me. You want to make a difference? Make a difference by saying hi to somebody instead of saying something mean. I know that I come up on this app and I regularly will shit talk a lot of things. And I'll admit, they're all opinion based. So I am just as human and just as liable for spreading a bunch of negativity on the average day as anybody else, but I'll at least admit the things that I talk shit about end up being people breaking the law, you know, stuff going sideways in accidents, you know, it's hindsight type stuff. Or if it's something where I can see somebody stealing content, like, I don't go after random, you know, 12-year-olds that want to share what they're doing in their personal lives. Like, They do their thing, I'm doing my thing. It's copacetic. But like, when you get on the internet and you see stolen content, you see pages uploading things from popular channels, it's egregious. And so I like to say things about it. So like, if you ever see one of my videos of me being a dick, my bad. But, you know, that kind of is what it is at this point. My point is, I've had the blessing of positivity from friends and family and loved ones, and I'm here now because of it. And I am a firm believer that you have a choice every day as to whether or not you decide to be a dick. Don't be a dick. I'm going to be a dick, and I'm going to do it for you. But you don't be a dick. Now I'm going to hang up. I've said a bunch of nonsense, and I'm going to limp my way over to this damn camera, and I'm going to press this freaking button. Goodbye!